Hey everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the 30 Days of Inspiration. Today I am in the park. The city that I live in Poland, is filled with parks and magical places to come and just kind of like be alone in your thoughts. And for my goal this year of getting stronger, getting more fit, feeling really good about where I am with my body in my 67 years, going on 68. I wanted to bring you outside with me and have a little chat about starting. You know, sometimes we get so stuck in the movement, in the starting of things, that I wanted to give you a little inspiration today about that, because it's minus 5 degrees Celsius here, which for my Fahrenheit friends is below 32. So 0 is 32. So I'm at minus 5 right now. And I could say, oh, you know, it's too damn cold to go outside for a walk. But what would that get me toward my goal of being more fit? So sometimes I like not knowing what the real temperature is, because maybe if I really knew, then I wouldn't put on all this garb and get all bundled up and head outside on a beautiful sunny day here in Łódź, Poland. But instead it was, I'm on my way to the photo shop to print some images from my vision board. For those of you that are interested in doing a vision board, I've got one coming up, a 5-week program coming up on beginning January 15th. It's a 5-week intensive of just how to uncover, get rid of all that negative self-talk and really get to the core of what it is that you say that you want and actually do something about it. Start where you are. You don't start where I am. You don't start where that next big influencer is. You start where you are. You don't start where somebody else is doing something that you want to do. You don't start where they are, because you're not them. You're you. So there's a great quote by Brene Brown that I wanted to read to you. You know, I love quotes. They're great, such great imagery. So let's have a listen to this. Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. So the truth of the matter is that I set a goal for myself. I set a goal to get more fit and feel really awesome about my body, about where I'm going with it, what it feels like. And I can't do that if I'm going to sit home because it's too cold out. So that's the truth. Maybe the courage part of it is I actually got to get out here in the cold. Like, do I have enough clothes that I can layer on to be courageous enough to step out in this weather? Like, I mean, I don't know, but it's the courage of saying, I want that. Like, that's important to me. I'm making a commitment. So what's it going to take you to start where you are? Live in your truth and make a commitment to what it is that you say that you want. So what if you could describe it, what does truth and courage mean to you without hiding out? You know, it's easy to hide out on ourselves. You know, a lot of times it's so much easier to do something for somebody else. Oh, they need me. Oh, look, I got to go over here. This is an emergency. Well, what about if you were an emergency? What about if you were going to put yourself first? Not in a arrogant kind of way, but you're just going to change things up a little. What would truth and courage feel like to you? And And, if you can't describe it, then, oftentimes I'll say to people, step outside of your body, like go up and look down at yourself. And who, like in your sphere of people, or who might you look up to? It could be an author like Brene Brown. It could be an influencer, a celebrity, a politician. Like, who might represent truth or courage to you? And if you can describe that, what is so that truth or courage represents something for you. And what is it? And what if you decided to be that? What if you decided to emulate that person? What if you decided to call that forth in you? Because if you can imagine it, then you can actually be it. I mean, that's the truth. And then, if you need to start somewhere and you're having a hard time figuring out where to start, think of what could be, not that you're going to do it, because we're talking about tiny steps here. What could be your next right move? If you're going to start where you are and you want to do something new, I want to get fit in my 67-year-old body. What is your next right move? My next right move is to put on my watch, my Withings watch, which is, I'm so in love with this watch, I can't even tell you. I'll put a link to it below. I love it. Anyway, tracks my steps. My first right move was being able to monitor myself. And then, because it tracks me, holding myself accountable, right? So, what's the next right move for you? And if the person that you look up to or hold as your vision of truth and courage, what might they do in your situation? What might they do? And do that. Go do it. You got to start where you are. It's a new year. Maybe there are going to be some stumbling blocks. There's going to be certainly some obstacles. There's going to be some naysayers. So just know that and get going. Start where you are. It's -5. Come join me. I'm freaking cold. I gotta go. Ciao.